wow, you don't know yourself. And that's not okay. Hey everybody, my name is Jadé and welcome to my channel, Locks by Day. Okay, so I'm starting a new segment called What You Got to Say, Jadé. And today, we're going to be talking about some super BS. Some super, I'm privileged and I don't get it. I need help and I don't get that either. So let's get into it. I think people feel as though there are some black people that want to have a battle of the oppressed or something like that. But the fact remains that no one wants their past to be traumatic. I don't know in any discussion, any argument I've ever seen people have with a black person speaking on the traumas that our ancestors had to endure, it's like the point is brought up, y'all can't let it go. Y'all only want to talk about yourselves. And I'm just like,
let me tell you something.
I would be doing a disservice to the people that birthed me, the people that birthed my parents, the individuals that birthed my grandparents. Like, if I'm going to sit here and say, oh, this is something we can get over, it wasn't that serious in the first place. Like, what's wrong with you? So we're going to take a second. We're going to watch this little clip. See, the Shade Room posted it. We're going to watch it. Go ahead.
World, in reality, black people have been, segregated, persecuted, hunted down, killed, stolen from, humiliated, went through Can you let me finish? Because you won't let me finish. When you talk, I have been nothing but quiet and respectful. I have been nothing but quiet and respectful to you. I have been nothing but quiet and respectful to you. So can you let me talk? I don't understand.
Okay, pro-black. All right, praise God. Go ahead, sweet sugars. I'm not all right because, like, I don't understand, like, we biracial, right? Now, we love everybody, but then you got your certain black folks that just, because you are so pro-black, and it's okay to be pro-black.
Well, if you're not even letting me talk, so I don't even understand where you are, because I feel like you're being sarcastic. And I'm just trying
being sarcastic.
So can you let me talk?
You have to understand, black people are not the only people that have been oppressed.
So if you would let me talk, that would be
ones. My Jewish people have been oppressed. Okay? Well, I can keep going. I'm biracial, damn it. We oppressed. Because black people that made us feel like white people make us feel like you don't know that life. You don't know that. So if you want me to be an ignorant, I will tonight. I don't want to go there.
I'm not sure. I think you're
a cool dude, but I think you need to understand, sugar, that there is more to life than just being, because you.
Okay. So as y'all can see, that is Keke Wyatt, and I don't want to sit here and say that she's being insensitive because she's biracial or because her skin is so fair. But what I don't understand is why she felt the need to mock Milano, Christopher, in the midst of trying to say that we're not the only ones that have been oppressed. No one sits there and is trying to say, like, your trauma doesn't matter. Now, okay, I'm not going to lie. I have heard a black person say that, oh, no one has gone through what we've gone through, and no one has. People have gone through genocides. We've gone through genocides. The thing about it is that when other groups of people receive reparations and you still see videos of doctors and elites speaking on how they need to continue doing certain research experiments in Africa and how they need to get rid of individuals that live in Africa because they're deplorable and because they're not very civilized. Like, that's what you're not understanding.
Yeah, it's for the purpose of sterilization and population control. There's too many people on the planet we need to get rid of. In the words of Bill Gates, at least 3 billion people need to die. So we'll just start off in Africa. We'll start doing our research there, and we'll eliminate most of the Africans because they're deplorable. They're worthless. They're not part of this world economy. So they have their rights taken away. And
that's what you're not seeing. It's the fact that people still have to fight for the right to be a human, even though they're human. That's what does not make sense. Many people are oppressed. It's messed up. It's one of the most messed up things that we deal with because no one is asking to be treated like a dog. You know what I'm saying? When stuff goes on in society, you sit here and you think and you're just like, well, is it really that serious? People love to ask, is it that serious? Or they make that comment, it wasn't that serious. And it's just like, well, you're not in their shoes, so you can't get it. And when you work in certain fields, it's a lot of people that don't get it, even though they're in that group. Even though they're in that group that can easily be targeted when you take off certain things, when you even the playing field, then you can tell that you're not respected as an individual. You're only respected because of what you wear, because people have to put on that facade when they see you. There are individuals in this world that are not racist. They're not rude. They have an understanding of what equality is and feel like it should be a basic human right to have it. But it's so hard for people not to be able to question, like, are you being genuine? Or are you disingenuous? Because there's so many people who are white, or those that are even black that have grown up in white neighborhoods or primarily white social groups, and they don't understand what it is for certain black people to be looked at like, oh, they won't ever be able to understand me because where I come from, I exude a different energy. I speak differently. Like, no, don't ever sit there and try to diminish what we think and what we see you as because of how you see us. There are plenty of parents who have to warn their children about being themselves because of the stereotypes that are placed on us. One day you're going to have a conversation with them that lets them know you're a black person in America. You can take them where you want to take them. You can take them to other countries to get more senses of culture and things of that nature. But the reality being that even other cultures don't accept us because of our skin color and because of what they've been told is a negative instead of a plus. We're moving in time. People are still racist. That whole storming the Capitol thing, that could not have been a group of black people. There would have been so many fatalities, and everyone's narrative would have been they were all criminals. They were all criminals, so it don't even matter. But there was only a few fatalities, and people don't understand because this woman was a veteran. They're just like, oh my God, like, my daughter was this, and she didn't deserve that, and XYZ, XYZ. And it's like, do you not understand how many people die? Do you not understand what police brutality is? Do you not understand, like, what all that is? And people, and they genuinely don't get it. Like, you lost one person. Black people are lost almost every day, and I think that narrative that there's so much black on black crime, it's a lot of white on white crime. But y'all don't ever say that. It don't have the same ring to it as black on black crime. And there's all these situations and circumstances that white people put themselves in, the narrative is never degrading. It's never racially motivated. Well, no, it actually is racially motivated. It's like, but it's like the race is what helps them. It's what's uplifting their chances of not being made into this monster. But when, a black person does anything, it is also racially motivated, and they use everything they can, find and put together to make them seem absolutely disgusting as individuals. And to think that people have died literally for no reason, to think that you ask someone to reach for a wallet and then get the chance to make the narrative that you didn't know what they were going to pull out, that's what messes me up in the head, because no, we're not the only ones that have been oppressed, but the oppression, it just continues. And it can never be an old topic. Like, this video may not be for everyone. This video may not be for a lot of people. But what I don't want anyone to sit there and say is, oh, she's only like that because her skin is so light. Like, no, her ignorance, it could partially be motivated by her skin color, but that's not the only reason. Like, I know people that are just as light as her that are not, they're nowhere near that ignorant. They understand completely and fully, even though they're biracial, or even though both of their parents are very light tones, so it makes them very, very light skinned. They're aware that we're not the only ones that have been oppressed, but that's not the narrative they're putting out there. That's not the first thing that comes out their mouth when someone's trying to have an open discussion with them about what black people go through on a daily basis. People have literally tried to wash it away out of history books. They tried to do everything. So this is a mainstream example of people just saying, cut it out, want that serious, let it go. Now, this video, I know we saw it. Most of us saw it. And it may not even be serious to most people or to some people, but it still was jacked up. Watch this one.
Yellow bonus, what he wants, what he wants. Yellow bonus, what he wants, what he wants, what he wants. Para Miguel se lo van, para Miguel what I want. Fellow yellow, what he wants, what he wants.
Okay, so I posted the comments. It was like mad comments that she made and comments that other people made. All does boil down to her being petty towards the mother of the baby's child. Basically, she was trying to be petty. But overall, do y'all feel like that's her being colorist, or was that just her being petty? Or was she being colorist and petty? Like, I think that she's just itching for attention from a man that has to be around the mother of his child and chooses to be around her. You know what I'm saying? But when she makes certain comments, you can't claim ignorance. She started off with the whole y'all are haters. People talk about they melanated skin all the time. I feel like I'm a yellow bone, da 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 da. But then you had to go and explain, you had to go and apologize, because it affects record sales. It affects how you're seen in the public.
I wanted to address what's going on with me right now. I think it's super important because I definitely feel super misunderstood, and my song Yellow Bone is what he want. I think people twisted it into thinking like I'm trying to bash another woman, another skin tone. Like, that was never my intention. I wasn't brought up like that. I never looked at my skin as a privilege. I never looked at me as I'm better than somebody because of my skin tone. Nah, like, I see brown skin women flaunt their skin all the time in music. Like, why can't I talk about mine? If you look at me, I'm light skinned, I'm a yellow bone. In my opinion, that's just what I am. So it's like, it wasn't something that I looked at so deeply, which I can see why people will take it deeply. So I understand, and I'm sorry that I wasn't sensitive to the topic when I wrote my comment, like, why are you guys taking it so personal? Because it can be a personal thing to certain people, because colorism is a real thing, so I do get it. But I'm not that. I'm not a colorist, I'm not a racist. I date a whole chocolate man. I have beautiful dark-skinned friends, like, and skin isn't something I even see. Like, it's not something that I look at, like, you know? So, yeah, I don't live for the internet. I just, because people don't know me. So that's why I thought it was important to speak on it, because you don't know me, it's like, let me tell you guys what I meant by this. So hopefully you guys can watch this with a open heart, a genuine mind, and just, you know, try to get past it. I'm sorry. Again, if I offended people who are truly offended, I am sorry. And yeah, I'm gonna just keep grinding, keep doing me. It's so personal.
And was that the only reason why she even apologized? Most likely. She didn't care. She thought the song was good. She thought Yellow Bones, that's what he wants. That's what she said. And I'm like, the ignorance, there's like a spectrum of ignorance about, you know, what black people go through, how we're seen today, people not knowing their privileges, being lighter skinned. It's just, it's a spectrum. I think Keke, she took that mess real left. She took it real left. She was being ridiculously rude for no reason, and they were just having a conversation. Dani, she meant what she said. She was literally talking about herself and the baby. Was not even having a thought like, oh, his children are chocolate children. This be offensive. She didn't think about none of that. There's way too much going on, y'all. I don't be knowing what to say half the time. I just know that I can't, and I won't. I don't know when people gonna wake up, cause it's not always light skinned people that talk about their skin in a certain way or don't understand what's going on in the culture of black people. There are people who are dark skinned who feel as though white people are the epitome of what they should be in life, but don't understand they can never be white. So it's a lot going on. Hopefully they get it together. I don't know if they ever will. I'm really not sure. But y'all, that's really the conversation I want to have about them. Nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy. But just know, it don't matter what somebody look like. You never know how aware or how disconnected they are about their own culture. You never know. Until you ask and you really catch a glimpse like, wow, you don't know yourself. And that's not okay. But hopefully you do. You know, hopefully you learn. But anyways, let me know what y'all want to talk about. We can get into it. Alright, y'all. Bye.